We are live on Clubhouse. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn right now. And folks, if you are in the room and you want to see some of the examples we're going to be putting on the screen today, then you want to go, I'm going to put my link at the top here. It is ICE 10k.com, and then you can check out and see where we're going live. So get you get a secondary device, your laptop or your tablet, and then you can go and see everything live. When you see the numbers, it makes all the difference in the world. You can hear it, but it's not the same as seeing it. Would you say that, Dawn?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So go ahead, Dawn. Will you please introduce yourself to the folks this morning?
Yeah. Hey, everyone. I'm Dawn Robinson, the Money PhD, a personal finance educator. Some people call me a money coach. But I was a single mom of twins as a teenager, turned millionaire by age 44, buy and hold investor, on 7 properties. But that's my highlight reel. Most people won't tell you the rest of it, but it was not without making many money mistakes. Got a bad boss, wanted to quit, couldn't realize I couldn't afford to quit. When I finally looked at my debt, I had $140,000 of consumer debt that I paid off in 17 months. And it's important that we say, no, there was not one house in that $140,000. And so what I realized is that most women were like me. They make good money, they just know how to keep it. And they think they're doing the right things with their money, but it's really keeping them trapped. So I help professional women over 40 who are secretly struggling to find enough money to save, pay off debt, and then learn how to invest. So if you're secretly struggling to figure that out, right? And one of those ways is if you have $2,000, if you're saving less than $2,000 a year for every year you work, you probably need to reach out. So that's Dawn, and I'm done speaking.
Dawn, no, you're not quite done yet, because every time I hear you, all right, there's something about what you say and how you're saying it and how you relate to that information that people just gravitate to you. And your experience is real. Not only is your experience real, that what you went through, but your how you came out of it is real and authentic, because what you say rings true. Not only what your difficulties, but what you did to come out of your difficulties rings true, because you did some basic things. You did some things that were that a lot of people don't do, but the process you employed to get to millionaire status rings true with even the most seasoned real estate investors on Clubhouse. What is it about you that that everybody wants to be with Dawn? Listen, y'all can't be taking Dawn, because she's on the Pill Method Club now, and now everybody wants Dawn. Come and speak to them and speak to their groups. Why is that? Why do you think that is?
Thanks for the compliment, Dawn. I think that I just keep it real. A friend of mine and I were talking. It's like, hey, in Clubhouse, they always talk about, let's pretend we're crossing the street. They always say, only look right. And I'm like, no, you got to look both ways. Right. And she used that analogy. I said, that is so good, because they always want to talk about this good side. And there's a good side to this, but there's also a not so good side that you got to think about. And I feel like I just tell the truth, especially if you're referring to the short-term rental space that we were in the other day. Yeah, it's like, no, it's not always so easy. And I try to make it that everybody can understand it's doable. It's just that they just don't know how. And if they are secretly struggling, they just need to, say, hey, this is where I'm at, and somebody needs to help me start. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. If you're watching us live on YouTube or Facebook or the other streaming or the other social media platforms, and you hear people talking, you can't see them. That's because they're live on Clubhouse. So we're also on Clubhouse. So if you don't have Clubhouse, listen, go to your wherever you get your apps, download Clubhouse today, and then join the Pill Method Club and follow me and follow Dawn. And you're going to get a lot of good information. And the information we're going to get today, folks, is right now, we are in the midst of an economic crisis, according to some, and the interest rates are creeping up higher. And people are reacting to the words. They're reacting to the idea of a higher interest rate. And because of how we've been taught, Dawn, when we hear higher interest rates, then that seems like a huge negative, as opposed to just recently, we were at historic lows with interest rates in the twos, 2.8, 2.9. 3.1. We were in those we had those interest rates, and now that we're in the we're going to get to 7. And listen, folks, I'm going to tell you, things may continue until we get to near double-digit interest rates. I'm here to tell you that because of the high interest rates, you do not have to be on the bench. You can get in the game even at the high interest rates, and you can become wealthy even at the high interest rates. You can do well at the high interest rates. We're going to talk to you and let you know why today. Okay? People need to know the truth about lending and how it really works. And that's why we exist. That's why we're here. My name is Don Daniel, founder of Pill Method International, a better way to eliminate debt. And because we have focused on how debt really works, how amortization schedules actually work, we can now, it is possible to take advantage of this situation and stop letting this situation take advantage of you. You do not have to pay all of this interest. So listen, folks, here's what's going on. It is not the amount of money that you borrow. Folks call me all the time, Dawn. They hear me on this app. They hear me, they watch my videos, and they still call and ask about paying off the debt faster. And I'm here to tell you, and listen, if you're clipping, you need to clip this. The purpose of the pill method is not to pay your debt off faster. It is to pay it off cheaper. You want to pay the least amount of money in interest that's mathematically possible. Dawn, let me ask you, if you can get all of your loans at 0% interest, would that be great?
Yes.
Yeah, you better believe it. Okay. So folks, if you can borrow money at 0%, now I want you to focus in on this. Stop looking at how much you borrow, because hopefully you're not going to borrow any more than you need to. So stop looking at that, but look at what it costs to borrow. So if you can get your cost to borrowing money to 0, I mean, if you could get a 0% mortgage, wouldn't that be great? So if 0% is the best, what's the next best type of loan? And I will need you guys to participate in this. Come to the stage or write it in the chat. If a 0% interest loan is the best, what is the next best loan? And I need to hear what you have to say. I need to read it. I need to hear it. So put it in the chat or come up to the stage, raise your hand, and talk about it. Let's talk about it today. What's the next best loan if 0% is the best? Come on, somebody.
You want me to guess?
Yeah, you can guess.
I'm going to guess interest only.
Interest only.
I'm going to guess interest only. I'm not going to guess with a percent. And the reason why is because you can control the payment.
Yes. All right. So here's the thing. You would think that an interest only loan is the worst loan. You would think interest only is the worst loan. But overall, folks, the next best loan is the loan where you pay the least amount of interest. Has nothing to do with the interest rate. Has everything with controlling interest cost. What is the interest cost that you will actually pay? Not the money that the bank is looking for, not what they're expecting, not what you signed up. So when you sign that mortgage and you say, well, I'm supposed to pay $300,000 in interest, how much will you actually pay? That is the key to this game. And I'm telling you, it is easier to control the interest cost at the higher interest rates that we are now than it was at the lower interest rates just a few months ago. And if anybody wants to know how that works, I need you to put, if you can't come to the stage, I wish you would come to the stage, but put a number 9 in the chat. Put a number 9 in the chat if you want to know why I love higher interest rates. Put a number 9 in the chat. If you want to know why the higher interest rates are easier to control than the lower interest rates we just had, put a number 9 in the chat. Or if you're watching us online, put it in the comment section. Put a number 9. Okay. All right. Here they come. All right. Here they come. Here they come. A number 9. And everybody that's putting number 9 in there, also share the room. Share the Carla Dean on watching us on YouTube says number 9. Simone Hilton says no, put a number 9. Yolanda Smith Charles put a number 9. Jeffrey West put a number 9. Editor Dean put a number 9. Stephanie Rice, oh hi Stephanie, put a number 9. Listen, folks, I need you to share this out. Share it out to other people so that they can hear what's going on and so that they can understand Jonathan Jones just put number 9. They want to know. Okay. So I'm trying to be as emphatic as I possibly can. This information you are about to receive is probably the most groundbreaking information to come along in finance and real estate in the last 100 years. Why is that? Because we've all learned about borrowing money. We all want to get the best deal possible. But I'm here to tell you, up till now, we have not known how to get the best deals when it comes to borrowing money. And the best deal in borrowing money is not is not trying to get the best interest rate or the cheapest interest rate or the smallest interest rate. What we need to focus on, folks, and I'm telling you, is how much interest will you end up paying? How can you keep from paying all of that interest? I'm going to put some things on the screen, and I'm going to give you an example here, okay? That would be hard, is going to be hard to believe. And then we're going to get into how the math works, okay? So listen, I see the number 9. I see only 2 shares. All right. I need you to share just a few more shares. Can we get to at least 10 shares? Because when you share this in the hallways, when you share it, click that little button down there with the arrow coming out of the square and share this in the hallways, because you don't want to listen, there's no stingy energy in this room. If you have something good to say, if you have something good to share, we want everybody to know. All right, so the shares are beginning to come up. So please continue to share the room so that people outside will see that there is why I love 7% interest rates, why I love the higher interest rates where we're getting ready to go. And I don't even care Dawn, should I say it? Should I even say it? I don't even care if the interest rates go to 10%. I
I
don't.
was trying to tell you, don't say it. Don't say it.
I don't even care. I don't even care if they go to 10% because there are deals to be made where you can take advantage of 10% loans. And it says, down, won't that price people out of the market?
Yes, and I'm hoping it goes to 10 because they'll have to sit on the sideline and I know exactly what to do.
See, this is what we're talking about, folks. If you know what to do, people are going to sit on the sideline, not because they can't afford what to do, it's because they believe that this higher interest rates are not a good thing. It is out of their belief. It is out of what they think. Has nothing to do with the economics, has everything to do with what they're feeling and what they're thinking and what most people are talking about. That's what's going on here. But when you start to break this thing down, okay, let me put something on the screen that that most people will not believe. I'm going to put this on the screen, Dawn, and we're going to go over this thing because I heard this not too long ago. All right. And the reason I'm going to show you why I don't care if interest rates go to 10%. Okay. All right. So you've got to know how to work a deal. All right. So we're putting something on the screen right now. Here's a real estate investor that I heard about that had an 18% mortgage. If you think 18% is high, go ahead and put a number 1 in the chat because you think that's the high. Listen, you think that's high and that's just way too high. Go ahead and put a number 1 in the chat. And I'm going to go through this with you today, this morning. And then I'm going to show you how the breakdown happens on an 18% mortgage and what you can do about it. If you think 18% is high, but no, Dawn, you ain't gonna get me to sign no 18% mortgage. Is that what you're trying to say, Dawn? Oh my goodness. Angela says that is high. Angela says that's high. Angela Sims says that's high. Okay. Put a number 1 in the chat if you think 18% is too high, that somebody's getting taken advantage of. And Editor Dean says, yikes. Oh my goodness. Listen, folks, I want to tell you that you can make this thing work if you know the rules to the game. Okay. If you know the rules to the game, you can make even this work. So, all right, I got 5 shares. Listen, I don't think I'm asking too much. Can I just get 5 more? How you doing, Giovanni? We got Mr. B in the room. We got Yolanda. Okay, we got some newer people to Clubhouse in the room because they don't even have pictures yet. Okay. We got Cassandra saying good morning. And we got Comanche saying good morning on from YouTube. All right, YouTubers. Listen, all you folks on YouTube, do me a quick favor. And will you please subscribe and like the videos and also share the videos and comment and like you are right now. Okay, comment, because when you do that, YouTube's algorithm just goes crazy and starts pushing these videos out to people. They need to know what to do with the higher interest rates and why I love the higher interest rates. Now watch this, folks. We're going to go through this. And as I'm going through this, we seem to be stuck at 5 shares right now. Can I get just a few more shares? Get it out into the room because we need to invite some more people in here because we got 14 people in here. We need to get some more people in. Okay. All right. And let me see if I can get Rose in here because she is going to be important to the conversation as well. All right, folks, here we go. I have a $200,000 mortgage, okay, on a multi-family property, okay, at 18%. We're going to go over what is really going on behind the scenes. I'm going to show you what people look at and what they react to. And then I'm going to show you what you can do about it. Okay. $200,000 at 18%. Tiana, how are you doing this morning? Glad to see you in the room. All right. And now the payment on that is $3,014.18. That's the monthly mortgage payment. Okay. But remember, this is a multifamily property, and the rents that are coming in amount to about $6,000 a month. Okay. So, Don, without looking at the interest rate, if my payment is $3,014.18, but the rents that are coming in are $6,000, is this a good deal?
Yeah, looks good to me.
Okay. So does it really matter what the interest rate is right now?
Nope, not right this minute. Right this minute.
All right. All right. So let's take a look at this. So I need you guys to look over to the right-hand side here. The base income on this, the rents that are coming in is $6,000. The monthly debt payments are $3,014.18. This particular investor wants to take out $2,000 a month, $2,000 a month, and make sure that that money is available for other investments. Okay? They want to make sure that's available for other investments. So that's out of all that money that's coming in, $2,000 is unavailable to help mitigate the interest cost. Now, about 16.4% of that money, $985.82, is going into an established repair and maintenance budget. It's going into a fund, repair and maintenance fund. Okay. So $985.82. Okay. Because the reason why they count it out as 82 cents and not rounded off is because when you're trying to figure this out, folks, you want to do it according to a percentage. And if you stick with the percentages, then things may come out to work out to pennies. And so you want to do things according to percentages. And so this is why they're putting $985.82 in that, because they figured at 16.4%, that's what I need to have going into my maintenance fund. All right. And that's what they're sticking to. No more, no less. All right. So here's what we're looking at. I need you to see this right now. All right. When you look at the amount of money that they borrowed and the interest that the bank wants them to pay back, Dawn, even though, good morning, Credit Goddess. I see you in there. Credit Goddess, I don't always look at the screen. You got to announce your presence. Go ahead and announce. Say, Don, I'm here. Stop ignoring me.
No, I don't want to interrupt your flow.
No. Good. All right. So, Dawn, Credit Goddess, I'm going to go through this right quick. This first line, and then I'm have you introduce yourself. Is that okay?
Yes, that's okay.
That's okay. Okay, folks, look at this. Look at this first line. The $200,000 that this person is borrowing and the interest the bank wants them to pay, when they add it all together over 30 years, they're going to pay $1,084,974. $1 million they're going to pay back. $1 million. So, Don, you know what that means? You know what that means? Look down below that. The bank wants $884,974 in interest on this loan. Now remember, I'm paying out $3,000 a month, but I'm making $6,000 a month. And Don says, I'm okay with that. Miss Rose, would you be okay with if your payments were around $3,000 a month but you were cash flowing $6,000 a month? Would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
Are you still okay with it, even though the bank is going to collect from you $884,974 in interest over the next 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now here's what we look at next, folks. If I'm okay with making that money, because I mean, that's a significant amount of money. And how real estate investors generally look at this thing is that, yeah, it's $884,000, but I'm not paying it. Who's paying it?
The tenant.
The tenant's paying it. So if the tenant is paying it, then I'm okay with that. Okay? If the tenant is paying it, then I'm okay with that. So let me ask this question, folks. If you're in this situation and you're the landowner, you own the property. All right. When you receive your rent checks in your hand, how much of that money is yours? Tell me. When you receive that rent check, how much of the money you receive is yours at the time you receive it?
You want me to answer?
Please do.
I don't use any of mine, so that's why I said that.
So what did you say? How much of that money is yours when you receive it?
So when I receive it, I use none of it, actually.
Well, I didn't say how much you use. I said how much of it is yours.
On average, that's a trick question, Don.
It is a trick question.
Yeah. So what's yours is the difference between what's servicing the debt and what it costs. The servicing the debt and what it costs to maintain.
Right, but that's after. That's sometime during the month you're going to have to pay that out. But when you receive it, how much of it is yours?
Technically yours. Yes.
All of it is technically yours.
Yes.
Okay. Now here's my next question. How much of it do you want to keep?
I would like to keep all of it.
You would like to keep all of it. But if you can't keep all of it, then the next best thing is to keep as much as you possibly can.
Yes, that would absolutely be the next best thing.
Come on now. Now, out of that $800,000, if it is possible to keep that money, would that be a good thing?
Yes.
Okay. So now we're going to talk about now we're already cash flowing. All right. So we've got $6,000 coming in. We got about $3,000 going out. We love that. And prior to that, prior to this class, the $800,000 in interest, we weren't really concerned about that because the tenant was paying it. Now we can find out that I don't have, even though the tenant is paying it, what if I could fix it so that I don't have to pay out all $800,000? Would that mean I could keep more of my money? Would that mean that? Okay, folks, watch this. Dawn, what if out of $884,974 that the bank wants, you only had to pay $172,021 to the bank?
Now that's where the magic happens.
Okay. Now, folks, here's what just happened. We're okay with cash flowing the way we're cash flowing. We were even okay with the amount of interest we were paying before because the tenants were paying the rent. But now we're finding out that I can cut my interest cost on this loan by 81%. Kelly, if you don't get yourself up here, okay, get Kelly up on the stage. If I can cut my interest cost by 81%, and listen, I want to make sure that we're understanding that out of the $6,000 I'm getting every month, $2,000 is going directly back into a fund that I can reinvest. I'm not going to use any of that $2,000 to prepay the mortgage. What? None of it. None of it, none of it, none of it. Okay? So here's what we're saying. So now we can get 81% reduction in interest. That's $712,000, almost $713,000 that the bank was expecting they will not receive. Folks, if you think that's hot, I need you to put some flames in the chat. If you think that's hot, Put some flames in the chat right now. Giovanni said all of it. Okay. Editor D said, I'm listening. Okay. Put some flames in the chat right now. All right. If you think that information is hot. Okay. All right. So listen, we're going to get back into this thing. I need some folks to come up to the stage and talk to me. All right. So we got 27 people in here now. We've got 9 shares. I need at least one more share. Okay. Come on, let's get to 10. And you know, when we get to 10, you know what I'm going to ask for? That we go to 15. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Credit Goddess. I would love it, Credit Goddess, if you would introduce yourself and tell the people who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. Thank you, Don. Hey, and if you need me to break down a calculation, let me know. I'll break it down for the listeners.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Rosalora Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. I am all things credit. I'm a credit score improvement strategist, business credit consultant, and a business purpose loan broker with NAV. I help my clients improve their credit through education. Not only do I repair with my consumer attorneys, but through education, I personally assist my clients in optimizing and improving their credit so that way they can be in the best position to qualify for funding, whether it's to buy your first home, whether it's start your own business or invest in real estate. So definitely tap in with me if you guys are interested. Send your name and number to the number in my bio. That is 888-557-5778. Again, that's 888-557-5778. Back to you, Don. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Miss Kelly, how are you doing this morning? Are you available to speak to us?
I am. Good morning, everybody. How are you, Don?
I'm doing well, Kelly. And thank you for coming by the room, okay? And tell us who you are and what you do, please.
Hey, everybody. I'm Kelly Russell. I'm a professional truth teller.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
I'm in the e-commerce space. I have a retail location and warehouses in Wilmington, Delaware. I also help other business owners scale their business, obtaining vendor credit for their businesses as well. I'm here really in support of the room and support of my friends in the room, and just wanted you guys to get this information that took me a while to figure out kind of what he was talking about. But, stay tapped in, stay connected with Don. Share the room in your hallway, share it on Facebook, Twitter, and share this information with your friends that are paranoid about these high interest rates. He has a proven strategy to help you navigate that space a little bit better. I do remember him saying that he liked when the numbers went up because he can save more on the back end. So I'm just interested in bringing my following in here so they can tap in more with you, Don. It's always been a pleasure being around you and watching you continue to scale your business by helping us save in our businesses. So thank you, Don.
And thank you, and thank you, and thank you. All right, folks, here we go. Here we go. Listen, I need you to take a look at this. Now, remember, we said at the outset, at the top of the show, all right, the very best loan is a 0% loan. The next best loan is the loan I can pay the least amount of interest on overall. Okay. If I can't pay 0 interest, the next best loan is to pay the least amount of interest that I possibly can in the situation that I'm in. When you say that, folks, you can control how much interest you pay. That's the interest cost. You can control that. You have more control over that than you think. All right. So let me show you what's going on with this. I'm going to show you the results. And then we're going to get into the mechanics. $884,000 is what the bank wants. I can show this real estate investor how to only pay $172,000. Okay. Now, on this loan, if they were going to pay $172,000 only, do you know what the interest rate would have to be? The interest rate would have to be 4.67%. Do you see that right there? the interest rate would have to be 4.67%. In other words, if you know what to do, you can make an 18% loan act like, smell like, taste like, dress like 4.67%. How about that? Oh my goodness. You mean I can get an effective interest rate of 4.67% and I can still invest all the money that I intend to invest, save $712,000. That's an 81% reduction in the interest cost that the bank was looking for. And I can do all of this legally.
Hey, Don,
Go ahead.
are you able to show the people like how to do what's an effective interest rate so they could not? I think that might be a good spot for clarification.
Okay. All right. So here's what I mean by effective interest rate. Okay. Without getting too deep in the weeds with the math. Okay. If I took this, so when you take a look at the amount of interest that the bank wants, okay, that is 18, that's at 18% interest that is amortized. They would get all $884,974. They would get all of that. Now, if I can predict that I will only pay $172,021 in interest, then what interest rate would I have to have from the bank for 30 years, just a 30-year loan to pay only $172,000, even though my interest rate is 18%, but I'm only paying $172,000, then what interest rate would I have to accomplish that goal? So let me put that on the screen. All right. So I can show you what we're talking about. Let me see here. We're going to pull this up so you can see what we're talking about. So Dawn says, listen, man, Dawn heard me say, don't believe what people say. Make them show you the numbers. Okay. So we've got a $200,000 mortgage, putting that on the screen. Okay. I'm changing it to 18%. All right. And there we go. And it's just like I told you. All right. Right there. $3,014.17. That's the payment. How much interest do they want you to pay? $885,101.20. That's how much interest they want you to pay on that. So now let's do this. Okay. I'm going to take the 18% out. Okay. We're going to zero that out. We're going to tell, we want to pay. Okay. I can't do it that way. Okay. No, I'm going to put the what did I say? We're going to be able to.
It was 4.62 or something like that.
4.67%. So we're going to put in 4.67% interest. We're going to take out this payment. Okay. And if I do that, the program will tell me how much interest I would pay. $172,121.20. Let's go back. Uh-oh, there it is. $172,021. Look at that. You see how close we came? Now, this 4.67 is rounded off. It's 4.6, blah, 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 blah. And then we just round it up. So this is why the amounts are slightly off, because that interest rate has been rounded. So it's still right at $172,121.20. So I would have to have an interest rate right around 4.67%. So you see what I mean? It doesn't matter what the interest rate is that the bank puts on this. What matters is, what is the interest cost of the loan, and can I manipulate the interest cost so that I don't have to pay all that money? You guys see what I'm saying now? Now,
Great.
all right.
Thank
So
I
here,
think
go ahead.
helped.
Go ahead, Dawn.
I was saying great job. I think that really helped.
All right. So Dawn she is a champion for the person who's in the room that may be new to real estate and new to all of this. Break it down so that even the new people in the room can get it. Is that what you're doing, Dawn?
Yeah, I need everybody to understand.
Okay.
This makes so much sense. Once you get it, you get it.
Okay. So now, folks, let's take a look at by doing this, by saving $712,953 in interest. Remember what I said before? It is not how fast you pay off the loan, but how cheaply you pay off the loan. But if I can save $712,000, that is making the loan cheaper. And by making the loan cheaper, more of your money can go to principal because less of it is going to interest. You only have so much money we're dealing with, folks. Okay. And if the real estate investor was okay with paying over $800,000 in interest because the tenants were paying the rent, that $800,000 is a real number over 30 years. So what we're doing is not paying the bank $800,000 out of money that was available. Obviously, the money was available to pay the $800,000 out of the rents that were coming in. It's obviously available. So if we don't have to pay $800,000, doesn't it make sense that that money is still available and we could use it for a different reason? Does this make sense to everybody? Credit Goddess Dawn, does this make sense? Okay. All right. So the money is there, all right, but it's sitting in the pot. It's in this pot over here. The bank's profit, $800. All right, $800,000, $884,000. It's in the bank's pot, but we're going to shift some of that $884,000 back over to our pot that we don't have to spend. So if I've got money that I don't have to spend, Dawn, what can I do with that money that I don't have to spend?
Whatever you want to, but
go ahead.
The right answer is whatever you want to, but the likelihood is people are going to find another way to invest, buy more property.
Yes, exactly. So what are you going to do with some of it, Dawn?
Whatever I want to.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if I want to buy any more property, but I'm definitely holding tight. You know, I'm a cash hog.
Yes.
And I plan to snatch mine up when the market gets low again. Everybody is scrambling to get rid of these properties that they've over leveraged. Okay. I will snatch it up. So
folks, it's hard to think about that money in this way. Okay. When you're paying it, it seems real. When you don't have to pay it, I'm trying to make the money that you don't have to pay become real to you. And I'm trying to find the right words. Okay. I just had Sharon come up to the stage. So Sharon, somebody brought you up. Sharon, could you, do you have a question or comment on what we're talking about so far?
I do. Hi, John. How are you?
Doing well.
It was so great to meet you down in Dallas at Alvin's event. I had breakfast with you guys.
Oh, that's right.
You and your wife. Yes. Yes. Our last morning there, we had breakfast there. So it's good to see you again. And please send my love to your beautiful, beautiful wife. Listen,
I will do that.
You were speaking about something on the screen, and I guess I don't know about the screen. Are you talking about up here in?
Oh, no. You would need to go, if you're new to the room, all right, you want to be on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn. And you can click on my link above, okay? And you'll see the button that says watch us live. But if you have a favorite social media outlet, just go there and search P.I.L.L Method and you'll see our live. So you can.
That is so cool.
You can do that.
I love that illustration piece.
Yeah. So you can go to, just do that on your laptop or your tablet and you can watch it.
I will do that. I'm going to be winding up at my job site in a minute, and then I'll have access to my laptop.
All right.
So thank you. I am a visual person, so I love to follow, the speed of instruction. So thank you.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. So we had Yusuf to raise his hand. Let's see if we can get him to come up to the stage. All right, Yusuf, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right. So basically, in the P.I.L.L method, you're talking about paying on the principal,
Well,
or
yes, but
negotiating initially.
Well, what we're doing, no. We're talking about how we're right now, we're just showing the end result. And we're going to get into how we get that result, how we make an 18% loan act like a loan that is only 4.67. But it is not just paying money to principal. It is actually engaging an entire system, moving the right amount of money in the right month on the right day of the month to the right loan, so that we can control interest cost. Okay. So, Yusuf, you can pay extra on a loan at any time and put money on principal, correct?
Yes, if you negotiated beforehand, and it's not one of those adjustable rate horrible mortgages.
The thing is that any loan, you can, if you know the rules, you can make any loan work in your favor. Did you know that?
Yeah, if you negotiated.
No, it doesn't have to be negotiated. I can say, I've got somebody here. So would you ever negotiate an 18% loan?
Are you talking about selling the loan and get out of it to do that?
No, I'm just saying, here's a real estate, here's a
contract with an acceleration clause.
Now here's a real estate investor that has an 18% loan. So we're showing how to make the best of it. So any loan that I get, if somebody brings me their loan, I'm going to show them the best way to handle it. So give me a loan that would adversely affect a real estate investor. I'll show you how you can make it work for you. So give me a scenario.
So Don, I think, let me say this. Maybe let me ask you this question.
Sure.
If I had 18% credit card, would it work similar?
No.
Because of the interest rate, the way it's not amortized the same.
Well, but and it's not the same. It's not the same amortization schedule.
Another card to eat it.
Well, I was just thinking that some people can't wrap their mind around the 18% interest rate on a real estate move,
right?
But they could wrap their mind around a 18% Visa card interest rate because most of us have it,
right?
So I'm trying to figure, could they wrap their mind around that? So thanks.
So you're welcome. So Yusuf, what were you saying, sir?
So I just refinance if I'm in a loan that's not favorable. If I can't do that, hopefully I've negotiated to pay on the to be able to pay on the principal or pay it, no payoff penalty, and I can generally just make small amounts, maybe $50 a month extra, and that rips the hell out of the interest.
Okay, so here's what I just heard. If there's a prepayment penalty, that would be a bad thing.
Yes.
Okay, give me some other bad things that would go along with a mortgage, and I'll show you how I can take all those bad things and turn it into a good thing without renegotiating the loan.
100% interest.
100% interest? You don't want me to show you what to do at 100% interest. I kill 100% interest loan.
Well, break it down. Come on.
Okay. All right. So let's take a look at this. All right. So Yusuf, are you can't see my examples, can you?
No, but I can follow well because I'm pretty sharp on it.
All right. So here's what I'm looking at. So I gotta give me a mortgage with folks, you're never going to see this in life, but we're using it as an example. So how much am I borrowing, Yusuf?
Normally 250,000 around.
Okay, so I got 250,000. Okay, I have 100% interest on. Is it a 30-year loan?
Definitely. They
Okay,
don't want
30-year loan. Okay. Now my payment on that is $10,416.67. You follow so far?
I'm with you.
Now, if I'm doing this loan, okay, I take that back. I only have 125,000. I'm supposed to have what? You said 250,000?
Yeah, 250,000.
Let me change that. 250,000, folks. 250,000 at that's out. Delete that. Take the payment out. Delete that. Okay, we got 250,000. All right, now the payment is 20,883. Now, the only reason why I would take that loan is that if it was a like an investment property and I was cash flowing more than $20,000. So we're just going to pretend that we are, okay? Sound good?
Okay, that'll work.
All right. So our payment is $20,883.33. All right. And now here's how much interest the bank wants on this loan. They want $7 million interest on that loan. Okay. So you're wondering, how can I make a good deal out of this one? Is that what you're asking?
Bingo.
Okay. So now I need people to see. Okay. This loan. All right. The calculations on it are because it's 100% interest, will not calculate. Sorry, we need a smaller interest rate. So, but let's see if it works out at 90%.
No, I wasn't saying 100% like that. I was saying like we can use the 18% interest rate.
Right.
But I know how they do interest only loans.
Oh, okay. You said okay, 100%.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Oh, you are 18% interest rate, but it's an interest only loan.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. 100% interest rate, 18% interest rate. All right. Now here is $250,000. The payment is $3,767.71. Okay. Interest only payment is $3,750. Okay. $3,750 is the interest only payment. And so if I make that payment, so the interest only term is for how long? 10 years?
Yes.
Okay. So if I do that, okay, that's 120 payments times 3,750. But by the time I'm through with this in 10 years, I will still owe $250,000. That is the deal. The next thing is, what if there's a prepayment penalty, right?
Yep.
Okay, so now we got a prepayment penalty. And what is the prepayment penalty? So here's what they're doing. If you prepay, we're going to charge you a penalty, correct?
Well, they normally say they accelerate the loan and the loan becomes due.
Okay. So, and the loan becomes due. I very rarely have run into that. Okay, but if I do run into it, and I've got to pay, if I prepay it, then I've got to pay all $250,000, right?
Yes, I'll be satisfied if you just came up with without the penalty. You can operate without the penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Just let.
Okay, well, I'll give you two examples with the penalty. Okay, let's just say that one penalty is that they're going to charge you a percentage to prepay. Okay, and here is an example of, with this particular loan. All right, if I wanted to put money on principal, that is prepayment of the loan, correct?
Correct.
Okay. If I prepay on this loan $230.98, just $230.98, do you realize the amount of interest I save is $41,234.69? That's how much interest I save.
Yeah.
On this loan. Do you realize that the prepayment penalty usually is much, 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 much smaller than that, than the $41,000 in interest I would save?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm going to take a look at a prepayment penalty, all I have to do is change the word to prepayment cost. How much does it cost, banker? When I prepay this loan, how much are you going to charge me? And then what's going to make it worth the charge? How much interest I save, correct?
Yeah, I use that scenario when I'm dealing with people in 401ks and they tell me about the penalty, but then I say, like, aren't you working towards retirement?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Retired, did it justify any penalty?
There you go. It justifies the penalty when you are looking at how much you're actually going to make. Okay. So that makes sense?
Yep.
Okay. So now we're looking at that. So any loan that I get, I can make it. I can make it work in your favor if you know the rules. If you know the rules of the game, you can make it work in your favor. All right. Any other questions, Yusef?
No, love it.
All right. So here's where we are, folks. We're going to go back to our 18% mortgage for $200,000. And I want to show you something here. I want to go back to, okay, where were we? We had, there it is. Pull that back up. All right. So now we have, instead of paying $884,974. Okay. Yusuf, do you have an insurance license as well?
No.
You don't. Okay.
I
I'm sorry, what?
just teach financial lit. That's it.
Okay, got it. Okay, so here's what we're talking about. So if we do this, folks, and we don't have to pay $712,000, but that money is actual money. I'm trying to get you to wrap your mind around the fact that if you give it to the bank, it's real money. If you don't have to give it to the bank, it's still real money you did not have to pay. Now, Benjamin Franklin was quoted to saying, "A penny saved is a penny earned." So could we also say $712,000 saved is $712,000 earned? Could we also say that, Yusef?
Correct.
Okay. So now what do we do with that money? If we would have given it, if we gladly would have given it to the bank so that we can continue to collect $6,000 in rent and pay $3,000 in mortgage, if I don't have to pay all of that, that means that's $712,000 I could do something else with. What if I were to put that in my investment? Okay. I can show this client that money, even at a 1% return on their money, would be $1,190,000 at 1% return. What if we can get them 7% return, Yusef, or 10% return?
AT&T pays 7% dividend on their stock.
There you go. Dawn, where else could they put that kind of some money?
I'm an index fund girl, so I'm going to Vanguard Total Stock.
Okay, so we could put it there and turn that money into some real money. So folks, the money, extra money that you're paying in interest really isn't the real problem. The real problem is that $712,000 that you gave to the bank, that you didn't have to give to the bank. They're going to invest that money. You could invest that money in your future and turn yourself into a millionaire with monies that you would have given to the bank gladly to continue to cash flow $3,000 a month. I hope this is making sense to you guys. Okay. So now let's get into how is it possible? How is it possible to take an 18% mortgage and make it work in your favor. We're going to break this down, but we're going to do a quick reset right now, folks. You're in the P.I.L.L Method Club, and we're talking about how to pay off mortgages and other loans in an average of 7 to 9 years. And what we're doing, folks, is in this room, we are telling people the truth about how loans work. We have 11 shares right now. We have 26 people in the room. Let's get it up to at least 20 shares while we're doing this. And I want you to be able to focus in on this. If you click on my link above, you'll see another tab there that says Get My Book. The information that you're receiving today, the basics, reside in this book. It is the only book on Amazon out of 33 million titles that explains to you the basics of interest cancellation and why we need what's called an opportunity cost calculator to help us to figure out how to pay the least amount of interest that's mathematically possible for you as an individual. This is the only book that gives you an introduction to this world. There's no other book like it on Amazon right now. And the reason why is because I own the copyright. Okay? Somebody who wants to write another book about this subject would have to ask me for permission to write that book. Therefore, and nobody has. So that's why you're only going to see my videos talk about what we're talking about today. So share the videos. If you're seeing this video, if you're watching the replay, share it to your friends. Get it out there and encourage them to share it. All right. So now we'll also want to get into the fact that if you want to know the month, day, and year you could be debt free, then you want what's called a savings and earnings report. I want to share with you someone who has listened to our presentation, figured out that this is something that they want to do, all right, and then got a report on how to pay off their mortgage early and took advantage of this information. His name is Dr. Eric Thomas. Yet, and some people call him E.T., the hip hop preacher. Let's listen to what Dr. Thomas has to say about the P.I.L.L Method. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method International, and our team created the most powerful money management, wealth building, debt elimination system ever created. At our recent seminar in Nashville, Tennessee, the keynote speech was delivered by the #1 motivational speaker in the world, Dr. Eric Thomas. E.T., as he's also known, mentioned he paid off his mortgage in 4 years using the P.I.L.L Method. I invite you to watch and listen.
Listen to me, y'all. One of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Did you hear that? No mortgage, no stress. If you would like to become debt and mortgage free within an average of 7 to 9 years by cutting your interest costs by up to 75%, go to pillmethod.com and request a savings and earnings report today. That's right, folks. If you want to know how you can be out of debt in an average of 7 to 9 years, get a savings and earnings report today. All right. Go to ice10k.com and there is a button there that says get a savings and earnings report. Get the report, fill out the information, follow all the instructions. And when you put your financial data into the financial form, then someone from my staff will give you a call and set up a consultation for you. And you will know the month, day, and year you'll be debt free and how much interest you could save on all of your debt. That is the mortgage. That's the student loan. That's the credit cards. Did you know the average family has 13 different debts? And I'm talking about paying all 13 off in an average of 7 to 9 years and saving tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest you do not have to pay. All right. So go ahead and get that. Go ahead and fill that out today and get the book today. So folks, let's get back into, I put on the screen the 18% mortgage, and we're going to break it down. Why I like higher interest rate loans. So remember, there's a chance that we could go to double digits. And I need people out there to understand that it's not necessarily a bad thing if you can afford the payment. Okay. Now, here's what's going to happen. Okay. And this is why Dawn is so happy. Some of you are going to sit on the sideline and you don't have to. You're going to be waiting for the interest rate to come down. That means there's less competition for people like Dawn, who has their powder dry. She says she's a self-proclaimed cash girl. She has that money ready. So when you don't jump on these opportunities because you looked at the interest rate and didn't do all of the math to figure out whether it's going to be a good deal or not, she's going to jump on it and you're not, while you're waiting for something else to happen. Okay? Dawn, am I telling the truth here?
You preaching right.
Okay. So folks, here's what we're saying. You need to know what's going on with these higher interest rates. Now, will the interest rate price some people out of the market? Yes and no. Okay. It may price you out of the house that you wanted. You may have to get a house that you didn't necessarily, it wasn't your first choice. Let me put it that way. You may have to get a house that was not your first choice. Dawn, talk to us about how we can get a house that was not our first choice because of the economic conditions, and what can we do about that? Can you give us a little help there?
Well, I'll tell you what Dawn would do. And so if I was in the market to purchase a home and I could afford that payment and the maintenance of it, and it wasn't my ideal, I would still do an owner occupied, meaning I would pay less than 5%. Some of them you get in with 0% down. I would owner occupy that property and hold tight, right? Get the rest of my consumer debt down. So then when the market lightens up again, there's more for me to choose from. I could move into that one, turn the one that I'm leaving or vacating make that a rental, and then I could owner occupy the next one.
Okay, so what you're saying is you don't necessarily have to turn a profit next week.
No, I don't.
Okay, folks. So here's what I think I'm hearing. You can take what you have and make what you want by slowly leveraging up. Get this thing here, and then sometime in the future, make it make money. Take that money and then do something else with it. And then listen, when I started this business, we had very little money. Okay. We have very little money. Do you know, folks, that my advertising bill this month is more money than I made in the first year of this business. Okay. Dawn, do you hear what I'm saying? Credit Goddess, you guys hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. So you start where you can start, and then you grow it to become something else. So if you can't get the house that you thought you wanted to be able to cash flow or make a killing in the real estate market, start where you can start. And then take the profits from that, plow it back into your business and build it up. That's what we're talking about today. So if you've got a situation, don't wait on the sidelines. Find out, what do they say? Get in where you fit in. Is that a saying? Get in where you fit in. If you don't fit in over here, don't just sit on the sidelines and say, man, I can't do what I wanted to do, so I'm not going to do anything. No, get in where you fit in and then leverage that and then move up. Okay. Now, here's what we're talking about. I need you to go back to the screen now. We're going to put this on the screen. I need you to see what's happening with this loan. Remember, our first payment on this loan is $3,014.17. Watch this. Here's some things you want to write down if you're writing this down, or if you're clipping, you want to clip this. Okay? Control the principal payment and you control the loan. Control the principal payment and you control the loan. The second thing you want to write down is if you interest payments you skip don't matter. Interest payments you skip don't matter. Let's look at number one. Control the principal payment and you control the loan. Look at these principal payments, folks. Who wants a loan? Who wants a loan? That only out of $3,014, only $14.17 goes to principal, and the bank gets $3,000 that month. Anybody here want to sign up for that loan? Okay. But once you are in this thing, let's say this, the only way you can get into this deal is to get that 18% mortgage. And remember, the deal is I'm cash flowing $6,000, but it costs me $3,000 a month. This is the deal. $14.17 goes to principal and $3,000. Miss Sharon, are you still on stage? Are you still with us? Because I need a little help. I need somebody to help me. Who's on stage that's looking at this example? Miss Dawn, Miss Credit Goddess, are you looking at the example?
I have my laptop up.
Okay, you got it up?
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna get you to help me so you can keep me in check, because you know the first time I say something out of line, I know you're gonna jump in there. Folks, we got 15 shares, we got 41 people in here right now, and we're just breaking down why I like higher interest loans.
I'm so sorry, Don. I'm talking to the superintendent.
Oh, that's quite all right. That's quite all right. You do your thing. Do your thing and come back when you can. All right. So listen, folks, here's what we're talking about. I showed where we can make this loan work. I'm now showing you why this loan works, if that's what you have. Okay. So Dawn, let's say the very first month on this loan is January. I make my payment. Okay. And now I'm looking at the next payment. So February's principal payment is how much money?
I'm saying $14.38.
$14.38. So we just made our payment in January on this loan that nobody wants because only $14 went to principal. I got to pay $3,000 in interest. So February's principal payment is $14.38. Do I have to wait till February to give the bank that $14.38?
No.
If I had it, could I give it to the bank in January?
Yes.
Will they apply it to principal?
If you tell them.
If I tell them. And will I be paid down to, will they subtract another $14.38 and I'll be paid down to line 2 on my amortization schedule?
Yes.
So if I'm paid down to line 2 on my amortization schedule by giving them an extra $14.38, my next mortgage payment for February is on what line of this schedule?
Line 3.
Line 3, where I'm paying $14.60 in principal and $2,999.57 in interest, correct?
Yes.
What happened to the $2,999.79 on line 2? What happened to that?
It disappeared. It was canceled.
It was canceled. So you mean for $14.38 I pay extra on this loan, I get rid of line 2 from my amortization schedule. Line 2 is gone. And I save nearly $3,000 in interest.
Yes. Isn't that you're saying interest,
What now?
how do you say it?
Interest cancellation?
Yeah, you say interest skipped doesn't matter.
Yes, interest payments I skip don't matter.
There you go.
Okay. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So these are the interest payments that are listed. Okay. And if I just look at them, they matter to me. But if I skip it, it doesn't matter anymore, does it? And how do we skip interest payments? By looking at the principal. Focus on the principal, folks. Control the principal. You control the loan. So, Dawn, if I make my payment in January and I find out that a $14 payment helps me to skip one line on my mortgage, my amortization schedule, and the interest on that line, do you mean if I prepay the $14.38, the $14.60, and the $14.82, if I pay all three of these in the same month as I make my regular mortgage payment, do you mean I knock off 3 payments I never have to make?
That's correct.
And the interest on these lines, that's almost $9,000 worth of interest I don't have to pay for what? About $45?
That's where the magic happens.
Lord have mercy. Carla Dean online, what does she want to know? Let's put this on the screen. Here's what she wants to know. She wants to know, does this method work with auto loans or only if the interest on the auto loan is high? Oh, no, it works if they're charging interest. Okay. Whatever interest is being charged, you want to pay as little of that as possible. So whatever loan it is, how much ever interest they're charging, why not just pay them less when you can? You want to pay less when you can. Now, here's the thing. If I have 13 different debts, I don't want to be fooled by the interest rate. I want to understand interest cost so I don't pay off the wrong loan at the wrong time. Because if I have a car loan, I'm not paying as much interest every month on that car loan as I'm paying on this piece of investment property where I'm supposed to pay $3,000 a month. Where my $14 or my $15 can save me nearly $3,000, I want to be careful not to pay on the wrong loan just to be able to say I paid something off, when I could take a small amount of money and kill a ton of interest. So, Miss Dawn, I need you to take a look at this thing now. I need you to take a look at cumulative principal and cumulative interest. That's column 3 and column 4. Okay? Column 3 and column 4. If I look at cumulative principal, that first year I'm on this loan, if I do it the bank's way, making principal payments every single month, giving the bank nearly $3,000 every single month, I will only pay this loan down by $184.79 in 1 year.
Tracking. Yep.
Dawn, how much interest will I pay?
$35,985.25.
That is a lot of interest. And I'm going to break this part down so people can understand what's really going on behind the scenes. But if I'm a real estate investor that is getting $6,000 in rent, but my payment is $3,014, I'm not going to pay attention to the fact that I just paid $35,000, nearly $36,000 in interest in 1 year. I'm not going to pay attention to that because the tenants are paying the rent. So here's what we're just saying. Here's what I need you to understand here. Dawn, help us to understand equity. What is equity?
The way I describe it is the difference between what your house is valued at and what you owe. Okay.
So if my house is valued at $200,000 and I owe $150,000, how much equity is that?
$50,000.
$50,000 in equity. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. So now if I pay $14 additional on that, now I have $50,014 in equity, don't I?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I look at this $14 in equity, okay, and I pay the mortgage the way they want me to, all right, the whole $3,014, I just got $14 in equity, but how much interest did it cost me to get the $14 in equity? $2,997.79. Here's my question. If I got the $14 in equity, is $3,000 too much interest to pay for equity? Carla Dean says, I see. Oh, I see, said the blind man. Come on, everybody. Listen, do you see why I get so excited? Why everybody needs to know this? We only have 15 shares in the building. Come on, folks, get this out here. We got 52 people in here, though. So if we should have at least 50 shares, let's get the shares up so everybody can know. If you're watching this online, share it out to your people. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, folks. Subscribe and like the videos. Click that bell so that when we're on, you will know when we're coming up with a new subject. So get the information out. Help me get it out there. Follow me on Clubhouse. Okay. Some of you are in here and not even following. It's not that I need to get a lot of followers. I don't need that. But if you follow me, then when we're in another room, there's an opportunity for you to learn even more. Okay. So just go ahead and follow the moderators and share this information out to people. And I need you all to get this right now. Listen to this very carefully. When you borrow money in real estate, here's what's really going on. This is the matrix of money. If you watch the movie The Matrix, if you're a Matrix fan, I'm going to explain to you the matrix of money. And here's what's really going on. When you borrow money, you borrow it for the purpose of purchasing equity. You're purchasing equity, and they're charging you interest, and interest is nothing more than rent on your money. I'm renting the money to purchase equity. And in this case, in the beginning of this loan, they borrowed money, and the bank is charging nearly $3,000 a month to purchase $14 worth of equity. Is that a good way to explain it, Credit Goddess? Is that a good way to explain it, Dawn?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So now now I need you to stand by, Credit Goddess, because I need people to understand. I need people to understand what's really going on here, because if you look at this loan, okay, if you look at the summary of the loan, the bank really wants $885,000 in interest. Do you know what the effective interest rate is on this thing? Look over here. Total interest paid as a percentage of principal. If they can take a loan, call it 18%, but it's actually, I'm paying back 442.551% of the money I borrowed. Is just interest. 442%, because of how it's amortized. Okay? Because of how it's amortized. And we're going to show you how the bank makes their money here and how we don't have to pay it. All right? I'm going to show you that in a minute, but I need you to focus on this for just a minute. This loan says we're purchasing equity at this level. I'm purchasing $14 or $15 or $16 in equity, and it's costing me nearly $3,000 every single month. Where is the benefit in that? Here's what's happening, folks. If you've never received a class on amortization and how to defeat it, put a number 9 in the chat. Put a number 9 in the comments if you're watching us online. Put a number 9 in there. If you've never received a class on amortization and how to beat it, put a number 9 in the chat. Put a number 9 also on here in if you're watching us online. No one has had that class. Listen, we're got number 9. People are putting the number 9s in there. Why? because we've never had a class on it. Okay. So here's the thing. If you are a real estate agent, if you are a loan officer, you don't need to know this, how a loan actually works, to get your license to sell real estate. You don't need to know this to get your license to sell mortgages. Okay. Now, who do you think knows this information? The people who own the bank. They understand this all too well. Guess who they're not teaching it to? Guess who they're not teaching it to? Their employees. Oh, Lisa Martinez says never. I've graduated from business school and worked in a bank for many years, and she hasn't even been taught this, folks. This is how important this information is to you right now, today. Right now, today. This is why it's so important. Listen to this. If you are using the bank's money to purchase equity, for them to continue to make this kind of money, only one thing needs to happen. One thing. One thing needs to happen if they are going to continue to make this kind of money. You can never, ever, 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 ever know how they do it. If you find out how they're doing it, then you can come up with a plan not to pay it. The same money that they're charging you, you can save money at the same rate they're charging you if you know what to do. Now I need you to zero in on this thing. I need some more people to share this room. Keisha Smith is just saying, been in a mortgage lending for 21 years, employed by several lenders. I've never been taught this method. Thank you, Miss Keisha. Okay. There's a reason why we've not been taught this, because the banks are not our friends. I love the bank. Bank's not my friend, though, but I love the bank. And I'm going to tell you why I love the bank. And I'm going to tell you why I love the higher interest rates. Because when you know the rules to the game, you can play it to win. Oh, my goodness. If you know the rules to the game, you can play it to win. All right, folks, here's what you need to know. All right. In 1 year, the bank wants me on this loan to get $184 in equity. If you're new to the room and you want to see this, go to my link up above, click the link, and you can see Watch Us Live. Okay. And then you just choose which place you want to watch us live. Or you can go to your favorite, social media platform, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, and then search P.I.L.L Method on a separate device, and you can watch us on there. You can see the examples here. All right. Watch this, folks. In 1 year, Dawn. Okay, Dawn, you're there. Dawn. In 1 year, we're going to get $184,000. I'm sorry. $184.79 worth of equity, and the bank wants to charge us $35,985 to get it. That's what you said. So if I already know that I'm going to get $184.79 worth of equity, Don, I'm going to pay this loan down by $184. Do I have to pay it in 12 monthly installments?
No.
Oh my goodness. I'm getting ready to shout up in here. Okay. Dawn, if I don't have to pay the $184 over 12 months, how else can I pay it?
You can pay it however you get ready, but I'm sure you're going to put it a one lump sum.
If I want to, I can pay that on line one. I can pay $100. I can make my regular mortgage payment and give the bank an extra $184.79.
Yes.
If I do that, am I paid down to line 12 in 1 month?
Yes, and that's what magic happens.
If I'm paid the loan 12 in 1 month, my next mortgage payment for February is on what line of this schedule?
13.
So I'm already down to here in 1 month. What happens to all the interest payments between line 2 and line 12?
Interest canceled, doesn't it?
Interest canceled. All right. So it didn't cost me to get this $184.79. It didn't cost me $35,000 or almost $36,000 in interest. It only cost me the $3,000 in interest on line 1, which is still too much. But remember, we're cash flowing on this property. Okay? We're cash flowing on this property. And by the time we're done using, we're saving up our cash and we're putting it in a savings account. All right. And we're going to go back here. I need to bring this back up. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Let me bring this back up. All right. There it is. All right. Watch this, folks. Remember, this real estate investor is putting only $985.82 a month away in their maintenance fund, repairs and maintenance. Do you see the power of just one of those? $985.82. They put several of them away. I mean, they've got a few $1,000s in the bank for repair maintenance. This isn't their only building. Okay. And so if we just use 1 month of the repair money, $985.82. Oh my goodness. 1 month's worth. I'm going to go down. Do you see cumulative principal? Okay. Man, well, how much was that again? $900. 985. Keep that in mind. 985. All right. So here we are. Let's go down to cumulative principal, $985. I'm going, here it is. $985 prepaid to this loan knocks off 48 months. That's 4 years, folks. $985 on this loan prepaid knocks off 4 years. And how much interest do we save? $140,000. Now, listen, folks, here's the thing. Now my $985 worth of principal, $985 of equity, if I pay that, I can pay just $3,000 for that. Just $3,000. Okay. But I save, look at this. I save $140,708.80. Oh my goodness. Steve Mack says, how do you prepay a mortgage? Okay, folks, here's what prepayment means. If your mortgage is due on the 1st. Thank you, Steve, for asking that question. That's actually a Don Robinson question to get me back, to get my head out of the clouds. Okay. Here's what prepayment means. Regular payment is if your mortgage is due on the 1st, you pay it on the 1st of the month. That's regular payment. Prepayment means I give the bank money before it's due. So if I give the bank money, I make my regular mortgage payment, okay? And before the next payment is due, which is at the 1st of the month, I give them additional money. That's called a prepayment. Does that help everybody? That's what prepayment means. So if I make my regular payment of $3,014, I give the bank an extra $980 something out of my fund that I'm putting away every month for repairs and maintenance. I can knock 4 years off for less than $1,000. Well, what if I want to do this in maybe 2 or 3 more months? Can I give them another $900 or $1,000 and knock off another about 4 years? Can I just keep that up, Dawn, until we pay this thing off a lot sooner by putting small amounts of money on principal, but because the bankers are banking on the fact that you don't realize that these small principal payments actually work in your favor. So you control the principal payment, you control the loan. So why does Don love the higher interest rates? Because once you know the rules to the game, you can play it to win. Oh my goodness. This credit goddess, listen, folks, you need to know what they're really doing here. You need to know what they are doing to turn an 18% loan for people who don't know this, for the people who aren't in the P.I.L.L method, for the people who aren't in the class, how they take 18% and turn it into 442%. Credit goddess, are you looking at this on the screen?
I am not, but I can pull it up.
Okay, well, I can just give you the numbers, however you want to do it.
Let's give me the numbers.
Okay, here are the numbers. Okay, Don, the credit goddess, my interest rate is 18%. Okay. And I made my first payment on my $200,000 mortgage, $14.17 worth of principal. So now I owe the bank $199,083. That's how much I owe right now.
Okay.
What is the bank doing in order to charge me interest on the very next line?
Okay, so what the bank is doing, and I'm going to give you guys the formula. So the way to calculate interest, and you guys can test it out, or I would say show the work, like our algebra teacher would teach you, show the work by using this formula. And the formula is that you would take the principal balance, meaning whatever balance is left the following month, and you're going to multiply that by the interest rate that you're given, and that is going to give you your APR, the annual percentage rate. Okay, and then you're going to take the annual percentage rate amount and you're going to divide it into 12, because we want to know what we're paying on interest that month. The reason why we want to know that month, because depending on if you pay the normal payments, or if you put a little bit on the principal balance, or put a lot towards the principal balance, you're just going to be charged 18% on the remaining principal balance. Okay, so then you're going to divide that into 12 to determine what your interest rate for that month, and you're going to subtract it from your monthly payment, and whatever that's left is going to go towards the principal balance.
Okay,
so we're going to do this.
So I actually did all of that. Okay, and so people were able to see it, but I'm going to start over with you and do it again so everybody can see that. All right.
All right.
Go ahead.
Cool. All right. So you want me to take the $199,985.83?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we're going to multiply that by.
Okay, wait a minute. If you're new to the room and you want to see this on screen, click on my 10K card up above, and you'll see the button that says watch us live, and you can go to the live and watch this, and you can also replay it later on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. All right. Or just go to those and just search P.I.L.L method so you can see this. I've got the calculator on the screen. Okay, credit goddess, teach us.
All right. So the following month we have the remaining principal balance of $199,985.83.
Okay,
so we're going to do.
I'm putting it in $199,985.83. I have it in the calculator.
Okay, so we're multiplying that by 18%, correct?
Yes. Okay, we're gonna multiply that. Okay, by
18%.
18%, and that equals $35,997.45.
Okay. So that's the interest cost, you guys, for the year. Okay. We're going to divide it into 12 because we want to know what we're paying on interest that month.
Oh, okay.
So let's divide it by 12.
So we're going to divide that by 12. And we get $2,999.79. That is the exact amount on line 2 of the schedule.
Y'all see that?
So what they're doing is taking 18%, a portion of that money, and multiplying it by the unpaid balance every single month for 360 months. Folks, that means it's a brand new mortgage every month.
Every month.
So it's not just one mortgage times 18%. They're taking, now another way to look at it is they're taking 1/12 of the interest rate and multiplying it by the unpaid balance every single month. And that's why it is so expensive. So, and this is why you can't ever know how they do it. Now, Credit Goddess, I just got to ask this, and I want to ask this of the entire audience. What she just explained, could a 7th grader understand it? And if you believe a 7th grader could understand what she just explained, and I just put on the screen, put a number 7 in the chat. Put a number 7 in the chat and online if you believe a 7th grader can understand what Rose just explained to us. I'm looking for it. Steve Mack says 7. Yes, so a 7th grader could understand that. Okay. Karen says a 7th grader could understand that. All right. Karen Nelson. All right. Serena online says a 7th grader could understand that. Okay. So look, Carla Dean said a 7th grader can understand. Daryl said a 7th grader can understand that. So folks, if a 7th grader can understand amortization, how the bank amortizes a loan, why isn't this taught in 7th grade? That's my question. Anybody, come up to the stage, talk to me. Why isn't this taught in 7th grade? Why is it that the bank, are the owners of the bank, are the only ones that understand this? You know, I did some research because I wrote a book. I did some research. I don't know where the amortization formula originated. I can't find it. I can't find out where it originated. So if anybody can do that research for me, I would truly appreciate it so I can have it ready for my next book. I don't know where it comes from. Okay. So if I were to go here and put in, okay, amortization, okay, amortization, okay, amortization, okay, formula. Okay, amortization formula. All right, here it is. Okay, here is the basic amortization formula. It's this one over here. Okay, I don't understand it, but I also don't know where it came from. Who came up with this thing so that we can get a payment that we can afford, right? But so much of our money goes to interest and so little goes to principal. And no one ever bothered to teach us how it works. Nobody knows. So why is that? So now that you know, how can we take advantage of it? How can we take advantage? Because see, this is some serious math. And where it comes down to, folks, we've got 15 minutes left in this room. Why is it important for us to know? Because we need to know that during these times that are coming, that people are going to stay out of stay out of the game because they think the interest rates are too high, and they don't know that you are in control when you have this. Okay, they don't know that you're in control. Okay, they don't know. Hey, Miss Marina, thank you for coming to the room. Come up to the stage. They don't know that you're in control. You can be in control. You don't have to do this. Folks, share this to everybody. Share it to everybody. And I'm telling you, you can know that you are in control of these loans. Don't let the high interest rates fool you. Come on. Who wants to say something? All right. Miss Dawn, thank you so much for being here and pointing all of this out today.
Hey, I'm always happy to hang out with you. You're my only interest cancellation friend. You and Credit Goddess. Y'all got.
Okay. All right. Folks, does anybody else, based on what you've heard today, does anybody else have anything that they want to say? Raise their hand, come to the stage in the last few minutes to ask any questions about what we went over today. Come on up. All right, Liza, come on, Liza.
I want to encourage everyone to go to can you pull up tell them to click on your 10K card so they can get their, what is it, interest and, that's not interest, it's your earning and something statement.
The savings and earnings report.
Savings and earnings statement. Yeah, I just want them to at least, if you're interested in learning and allowing Dawn to walk you through this process, just click on the card and schedule that time with him to see how this could benefit you. I have yet to meet one person that it has not. And again, like I said, I did it a little different before I met Don, but I didn't have the numbers like he does, right? The way that I did it was a little different. And what I appreciate about his method is that it's software. You can see it. We've double checked it between what Dawn's software said and Credit Goddess has guided us through the same process. So, the numbers don't lie. Everybody else that's talking kind of out there in the air and do this and do that, they're not able to prove in the numbers. So this matters.
All right. Liza, how are you doing?
Hi, Ice. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to come on here and just say thank you. I'm still getting a little shy with coming on here on Clubhouse, but thank you. I just had to come up here and just say thank you. This is just my daily, every day I'm just thinking about the P.I.L.L method. I'm just your ambassador because we just my business partner and we just put an offer in on a 8-unit. So I really want to sit down with you to go, through the numbers, because you know how I specialize in the multifamily, and just being able to cancel this interest is really going to free us from a lot of, it's going to unlock a lot of opportunity for us to be able to reinvest into that money so that we're not just chained to just that single family home dream. This really just going to be able to just help so many people. So I'm looking forward to working with you. Thank you for the book, Don, because he sponsored my book. He sent it to me. He signed it, and I'm just really grateful just to have this opportunity to learn this information and pass this on to my clients so that they can be able to, benefit from this. This is going to change lives. So thank you. Have a wonderful day. I'm gonna be headed out soon too, and I have 2 meetings. And trust me, I'm speaking to bankers. I'm out here just building from scratch in PA. So I'm just trying to put PA on the map. I'm originally from New York, but this is getting incorporated to all my clients and basically my business model. So I'm just really grateful for this info. So thank you everyone for listening, and thank you for being here and sharing all this info.
Thank you so much for that, Liza. Folks, here's what's happening. I don't want to take credit for sponsoring the book. It was actually Coffee Brown who sponsored the book. She paid for the book and asked me to find somebody who would really appreciate getting the book. And Liza said, listen, I appreciate getting it. So we sent it out to her. Okay. And listen, by doing that, do you know how many other people are going to get blessed? because somebody sponsored a book and gave it to somebody, and how that's going to affect other people's lives. Thank you so very much. And not only that, Ms. Liza, I've already included you in our list. We are very soon, we're going to be doing a master class for everyone who wants to dig down deep into the P.I.L.L method, and understanding how prepayment of principal, isolating the principal amount, leverage, and liquidity, so that they can understand it at a much deeper and basic level and be able to teach it to others. We're going to have a master class on this. If you want to be part of the wait list on the master class, go to my Instagram and then put your name, your phone number, and your email there, and just write masterclass. Put masterclass and say, put your name, your phone number, and your email, and we'll add you to the wait list. And so when we're ready to produce that masterclass, we're going to invite you to it. Editor, come on, Editor Dean, talk to us. What's your comment today or question?
Hey, Dawn. I just wanted to thank you for this room. I'm both Editor Dean on here and I'm on the YouTube. I'm Carla Dean over there, so I'm the same person.
Okay.
I'm the one that asked you about the car, payments, if this would work. And I'm so grateful that you. I'm so thankful that you opened this room because it made me look at my auto loan different. Because my car, I was one payment off from paying off my car loan last year in October. And someone totaled my car while it was sitting, minding its own business in front of my mother's house.
Your car was minding its own business.
Minding its own business, not bothering anyone. And the gentleman fell asleep behind the wheel and totaled my almost paid off vehicle. I only owed like $650 some. So I was sick that I had to go into another auto loan. And so now I was trying to figure out exactly how to pay it off in the fastest way possible. And so the breakdown that we just did over on, that you just did over on YouTube really helped me see like, wow, okay, so I'm paying like $74 in interest. My interest rate isn't really high compared to some other people I know. Mine is like 2.59%. But just that alone, it gives me something to start with. So I do appreciate that.
So Carla, let me ask you a question here. All right. I wanted to ask some numbers, and I'm actually going to put this on the screen. These are some of the things that, I just don't get an opportunity to talk about because the questions don't come up. All right. So we're going to put this on the screen right now, and I'm going to put on a new amortization schedule. So what we're going to ask is, we're just going to pretend, okay, that our car got totaled and we got a check from the insurance company. Okay. So approximately, just talking about, we're asking for a friend. Okay. How much could we get for our car from the insurance company? Just give me a number.
You want to know personally how much I got for my vehicle?
You can just give me somebody else's number.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm very transparent.
Okay, well, that's good then.
I got $14,000 for mine. So I got a little bit more than what I would have normally got if it wasn't for COVID. So.
Okay. All right. So you got $14,000. Okay. So now you bought a new car, and by the time you negotiated the price on that car, how much was that new car? Just the negotiated price.
The cash price.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, let me see. I think it was like $49,000.
$49,000. Okay. Now that's with no down. That's with no down payment, right?
Correct.
Okay. So no down payment, and the interest rate was how much?
I'm sorry. Repeat that again.
Your interest rate on that loan was how much? Is how much?
My interest rate is 2.59%.
2.59, and is it a 60-month loan, 72-month loan, 84-month loan?
It's a
72. Okay, so if we do that, here is the payment is right around $735.54, something like that. Close?
Well, I put down some money.
Okay, I know.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why I'm doing this is for a reason. Okay. So because I didn't want to ask you any more questions because of what I'm getting ready to say. Okay.
Okay.
If this was my loan and I had $14,000, I would not put the $14,000 down on this loan. You know what I would do with it? What do you think what I would do with this, Carl, if I had 14,000?
Put it toward the principal.
I would put it towards the principal. Watch what it does. Okay. So here's my payment. I got $635.54. Here's my cumulative principal. Okay. I got $14,000 to put towards this loan. If I do that, it knocks off almost 2 years off my 7-year loan.
Ugh.
That's why I didn't want to ask you any more questions.
That's where my frustration comes in because I learn things after the fact.
Well, that's okay. Next time would be okay. Next time will be okay. So instead of having you can start out at around $34,000 and payment number 1. Now you're at the same place. You could be at the same place, and you could be at line 23 on your amortization schedule, almost knocking off 4 payments. Now here's the thing. Now watch this, right? The total amount of interest. Now this is going to be important. Oh gosh, I don't even have time to do it. We got 4 minutes left. The amount of interest that the bank would want is $3,958. Okay, $3,958. So if we had $49,000, okay, 49,000, clear, $49,000, and we subtract 14,000. Okay, that means we're about $35,000. So if let's duplicate this tab, put it in for 35,000. Okay, 35,000. I got too many zeros. 35,000, same rate. Okay, and here's our new payment. Okay, delete that. Boom. Now our payment is $525. Okay. Now, if we take a look at the amount of interest that the bank wants, it's $2,827 if we make every single payment. $2,827.36. But over here, the bank wants $3,000, almost $4,000 over here. But if I take the 49,000 and let me bring that up here. Okay, I got the bank wants $39,58.88. That's how much money they want. Okay, and so now I'm going to prepay the 14,000 and save $1,931.53. So I'm going to subtract $1,931 and where is it? 53 cents. Okay. That's $2,027. If I don't do anything else on this loan, I'll only pay $2,027.35. But by making a down payment, I can only get it down to $2,827. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so I can, just by making a prepayment on the higher amount, I can get this down to, and then I start attacking it at this point, I'm going to pay even less. So folks, it matters. This is why we're doing the masterclass, because we can do examples like this. And I can take our own sweet time, and we're not restricted by time, because this is a 2-hour room, and I gotta let you go. I hate to let you go, but we're going to be back here on Sunday to do it all over again at 8:30 a.m. Central Time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. But we will be in Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to be back here Friday. I'm sorry. I'm already getting past Friday. We're going to be back here Friday at 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern. We're going to be back here Friday with a brand new subject. I want to thank everybody who came to the room. We're going to let everybody online go, and then we're going to come back to Clubhouse and let our moderators do their outros. Let's hear from Eric Thomas one last time today. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method International, and our team created the most powerful money management, wealth building, debt elimination system ever created. At our recent seminar in Nashville, Tennessee, the keynote speech was delivered by the #1 motivational speaker in the world, Dr. Eric Thomas. E.T., as he's also known, mentioned he paid off his mortgage in 4 years using the P.I.L.L Method. I invite you to watch and listen.
Listen to me, y'all. One of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Did you hear that? No mortgage, no stress. If you would like to become debt and mortgage free within an average of 7 to 9 years by cutting your interest costs by up to 75%, go to pillmethod.com and request a savings and earnings report today.